This is the story of a college student named Daryl who joins an experiment to pay his college fees. In this experiment, he's given an injection that increases his senses, sight, hearing, and smell by 100 times. With these new powers, he can do anything, but he doesn't know there might be side effects. Although they try to warn him about the risks before the experiment starts, Daryl falls asleep and misses the information. The story begins at Stanford University, where Daryl is studying. He's a helpful guy who works as a tour guide for new students and does back-to-back tours to earn some money. He also has a part-time job, but even with all this, he struggles financially. One day, while lying in front of the TV in his dorm room, his mom calls to ask about his job. Daryl lies and says he's close to getting a great job, but in reality, he's broke and can't even pay his tuition fees. Later, the university calls to ask for his semester payment, and he pretends to be someone else and says Daryl has passed away just to avoid paying. Out of options, Daryl starts trying anything to earn money. He donates blood so many times that he faints. Then he goes to a sperm bank but pushes his body too much again. He even tries to sell his hair at a salon, but they tell him his hair is too short to be worth anything. He even offers to sell hair from other parts of his body, which makes the salon lady angry, and she kicks him out. The next day, in the university cafeteria, he meets his classmate Scott, the same guy applying for the job Daryl also wants. They often argue in class and try to outdo each other. Just then, a beautiful girl named Janice enters, and Daryl instantly likes her and tries to impress her. A man from Smythe Bates Corporation visits their class and tells them about a job offer for just one student. He says they want someone active in sports and social work. Daryl panics because Scott fits the description perfectly, while Daryl, busy trying to survive, hasn't done any of that. Still, Daryl doesn't give up and decides to join the ice hockey team. He begs the coach to let him in, but since Daryl has never played before, he gets rejected. He then asks the team captain for help, and after much pleading, the coach lets him join, but as the goalie. During the game, he performs terribly and can't block a single shot. After failing in sports too, he continues doing odd jobs. One day, while cleaning on campus, he finds a flyer about a neuroscience research seminar that offers payment to participants. Since he needs money, Daryl goes to the seminar, where they introduce a drug that can boost human senses. Many students leave after hearing about the side effects, but Daryl, already exhausted, falls asleep midway and misses the warning. When he wakes up alone in the room, he decides to sign up anyway, unaware of the risks. He meets Dr. Thomas, who explains that Daryl will need to inject himself with 6 doses every night and may face confusion or discomfort in the beginning. Even though he finds it strange, Daryl agrees because he badly needs the money. That night, Daryl goes to a party and sees Janet. He asks her out, and to his surprise, she says yes, but Scott shows up and mocks him in front of everyone. Hurt, Daryl returns home and takes his first dose. The next day, during an exam, Daryl's senses become too sharp. The sound of pencils, the ticking clock, and even the lights overwhelm him. He leaves the exam midway and later finds out he failed. He goes to Dr. Whedon, who explains that the drug is causing these effects and advises him to control his senses and use them wisely. Slowly, Daryl learns to manage his powers, starts using them as his strength. He can now hear whispers, see the tiniest details that others can't. Meanwhile, the job competition reaches the final stage. Initially, Daryl was out, but now his powers impress the judges so much that they add him as the finalist, even though only 5 were supposed to qualify. One day at a party, Daryl hears Janice saying she wants a smart and kind guy. He uses his strong sense of smell to guess her perfume, which impresses her so much that she kisses him and invites him to dinner. Daryl decides to try hockey again. This time, with his new power, goes off speed. The coach is so impressed that he put Daryl on. During the match, Daryl stopped every goal. Even Scott praised. During the inter-college hockey tournament, Stanford wins for the first time ever, thanks to Daryl's amazing performance. Later, Daryl attends the final interview at Smythe Bates. Before his turn, he secretly listens to other candidate questions using his sharp hearing. When his turn comes, he answers everything perfectly. One of the board members, Randall Tyson, is highly impressed and gives Daryl the task of impressing a big client named Earl Vickers. That night, Daryl invites Janice to his place. He cooks for her and wants to impress her. Meanwhile, his friend Tim reads a poem aloud in another room, which Daryl overhears and repeats to Janice. She's touched and kisses him, but when they try to get intimate, the drug's side effect kicks in, and Daryl fails to perform, upsetting Janice, who storms out. The next day, Daryl takes Janice to meet his mom, who is proud of him, unaware he made money by donating blood. Later, Tim catches Daryl taking his injections and confronts him. Daryl explains it's not drugs, but a special experiment. To prove his powers, Daryl takes a double dose, but it backfires. The next morning, he wakes up numb and weak. Tim panics and calls a drug support group. Daryl visits Dr. Whedon, who explains that his brain now can only use 4 senses at a time. The 5th will keep switching. Sometimes he won't be able to see, hear, or speak. He's told to rest for 3 days, but with the final interview so close, Daryl decides to push through. At a basketball event meant to impress Vickers, Daryl's senses start failing one by one. He misunderstands people standing for the national anthem and behaves behaves weirdly. Despite this, Vickers finds it funny and enjoys it. Later, in his dorm, Janice's sister Lauren tries to flirt with Daryl, but due to the drug's effects, Daryl can't react. Janice walks in, sees Lauren leaving, and finds Daryl on the floor, naked and confused. She thinks he's cheating and angrily leaves. Soon after, the drug support group arrive, but Daryl explains everything, that he was part of an experiment. Still, no one believes him. Next day, Daryl plays another hockey match, but his condition is so bad that he fails miserably, and the team loses. Feeling hopeless, Daryl asks Tim for help with his final interview prep. Seeing his friend trying hard, Tim agrees to help. Meanwhile, Scott's rich dad hires professionals to train him for the interview. Daryl, despite being weak, studies hard. On the interview day, his vision blurs again. A stranger tricks him, steals his clothes, and leaves him in an alley. Daryl covers himself with a trash can lid and buys new clothes from a nearby shop. At the office, he wears the wrong outfit and ends up peeing in his clothes due to drug effects. But suddenly, the effects wear off completely. He's finally back to normal. During the interview, he says he's allergic to formal clothes. In the last round, only Daryl and Scott remain. When the final question comes, Scott messes up, but Daryl answers correctly thanks to all his odd jobs that taught him practical knowledge. Everyone is impressed, and Tyson decides to hire Daryl. But Daryl confesses that he cheated using special powers and doesn't deserve the job. His honesty impresses them even more, and they offer him a junior position instead. Years later, Daryl and Janice are shown happily married, living a peaceful life with their family.